Welcome to the On the Ropes Wrestling Podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Ray Dunmire, Oscar Rendon, and Tim Ross.
Welcome to the On the Ropes Wrestling Podcast, the 70th episode. And like we said on Twitter, we had to bring in the big guns, and we brought in the besties in the world, Matt Fitchett and Davey Vega. Guys, how are you guys doing?
Good. How about you guys? Thanks for having us.
Pretty good.
I'm doing pretty fantastic. It's an honor to be the 70th episode. Thank you.
That's so hard to say.
70th. Because I think it's the 7th and the... You gotta,
Is that just me, or were you making fun of me?
No, he did it too.
I did it too. I was like, the 70th.
Well, I'm dyslexic, so I can't pronounce shit.
It's not the
I think that's just for reading, though.
Yeah.
Can we cuss on this?
Yeah, you can cuss, whatever, man.
I always do that. I always drop one cuss word.
We're not on the radio. We're not sanctioned by
cool.
the whatever it is.
I figured, but I just didn't want to be rude.
Well, that's perfect because Fitch has got a foul out.
I got a pretty bad one.
Yeah, we got a pretty bad one too. We actually had to edit last week's episode because of a word was slipped.
Oh man!
And we're like, oh fuck. It wasn't even a bad word. It was just like
The
context of the word. I was like,
okay.
It wasn't even us. It was our buddy. I was like, oh, you fucker.
Yeah.
They're the worst. The ones that aren't in the public light, they can just say whatever they want to say, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh man. But
We're coming off of a blockbuster year for both of you guys, both singles and tag team. How was it going through the year for you guys? The successes that you've had and the places that you've been?
I don't know. They just kind of happened. And, I don't know. I guess it was kind of like a living in the moment kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, like with us, it compared to in past years, this last year or so, year and a half, two, we don't really try to force anything. And by force, I mean I think this was the least amount of time that I've actually spent contacting promoters looking for work. But it for whatever reason worked out better than it did in previously when I was contacting promoters for work. So I don't know. It's kind of like go with the flow and don't force anything. And here, the last year has been really good to us. So.
yeah, I mean, for us at least, getting into the wrestling scene here in St. Louis, you always hear names of certain people to look out for, people that are already established, and then you guys were at the top of the list. Mm-hmm. Oh, you gotta check out PWCS, and if you're there, you gotta check out Fitchett, Vega, Jalistico was one everyone was mentioning, and so our first PWCS show was 2015. The last show of 2015.
Oh,
okay.
was it the mega ticket?
The mega ticket, yeah. And everyone's like, oh, you guys will love Fitchett and Vega. Okay. We don't take people on their word just because maybe his taste is different.
The last one of 2016. Because it was Durden's last.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was
I forget. We're in 2018.
So yeah.
I keep thinking we're in 2017. I was keep getting the dates wrong.
Close enough. I mean, we're only a month then.
Yeah. And so we got to that show, and you guys were on the card. And I was like, oh fuck! Not only do I like the ring gear, but these guys are really good. And then I was taking pictures, and I remember I took a photo of Vega, and I think we tweeted something oh, it's a sick shot. And I was like, yeah. It's I get the good shots.
You remember what match it was?
Yeah, I think it was I
think it was the main.
Where it was me and Danny Adams, the two finalists, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we had won it the previous year, as our team had won it the previous year, and we were looking to repeat. And I think what happened was Danny kind of pulled a sly one and forgot that he was. He was there. Yeah.
He's good for that.
Dang, that match, that show seems like it was 3 months ago to me.
The crazy thing about that was that venue was like literally a last minute venue.
Yeah, we heard. Yeah.
KG's.
KG's shut down.
Just shut down. Yeah.
They had something wrong with the sprinkler system or something like that.
No, they're so
Wasn't
full
it?
of shit.
Was
like,
it?
Yeah, they were running into like legal issues because
okay.
they were a bar and grill and they didn't have a liquor license. If you're gonna open up a bar and grill, get a fucking liquor license, you dipshit.
Well, that's
That
news
is,
to me. So
That's it's kind of an essential part of owning
Bar
and
and
operating.
grill.
right
Yeah.
of a bar and grill.
Yeah.
So
Shit, they were open for at least 6 months.
Yeah.
yeah, because
I liked the Edwardsville venue though. I think that was a good fit. The ceiling was small.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
small. The ceiling's
yeah.
kind of low, but like a lot of people used to run it, and it had a nice feel to it.
I just don't like, and I'm like, I don't mean to like, I'm not trying to make PWCS sound bad or anything because it wasn't, their fault, it's out of their control, but like, it just sucks being in like those smaller buildings. Like the ceiling doesn't bother me too much as long as like if I'm picking somebody up for a suplex, their feet aren't going through the ceiling. But the shitty part is those small rings, like you can't really do a whole lot, and like the ones that are real low to the ground, like dives look like shit, and like you just, there's just so.
Yeah.
I think we did like a 4-way dive in that, and I was in midair.
yeah.
I was just like, oh, this is fucking stupid. Like I don't even remember what it looked like. It had to have looked terrible though.
Yeah, it probably would have been cool if we just did it over the rope.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah. That probably would have been smart. Actually, I think it might. Who gives a shit?
even that. Well, they didn't. They also didn't have their own ring at that time either. So they were like,
Yeah.
They had.
No, they did.
No, did they?
Yeah,
At
they
that
did.
time? Well, they
KG's
had-
was holding it hostage.
We're
Yeah, they shut down and the ring was inside, and then
Oh,
Greg had
that's
to like
right.
get the cops to get that fucking thing out.
a lot of shit at that place. So
Fuck you, KG's.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I ever heard someone mention like a ring was held hostage.
yeah.
Yeah, because they let them store it there, and then they shut down.
When they
and
shut down, it's
Yeah, they
like-
couldn't get in there.
Wow, that is crazy. So over the last year, you guys have both had high-profile matches. Let's start as a tag team. What was your favorite match from the last year, and then what was your favorite match from all time?
I got one in mind. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess.
What was a different one?
The Howlets.
Oh yeah, that one
was-
too. Yeah,
that's probably 1 and 2 for me.
1 and 2 definitely for sure. We did Glory Pro back in October. We had the opportunity to wrestle Penta and Fenix, and a lot of people were like, "Dude, this should be on everybody's match of the year contender list." And it was really awesome to be able to go out there and do that because, like, not that we're like not good, but but
Sometimes people forget.
yeah. So I feel like some people kind of forget sometimes that we can go out there and we can have those kind of matches because they just let's be honest, they get lost in our theme music. So
I would have to agree with that.
right.
So I lost a couple of times.
But then we had a back in September for the NWL Tag Title Tournament. We had a match with the Howlets, and those guys are amazing. They're great.
Totally under the radar. Too.
Under the radar. They're originally they worked out a lot in Colorado, and they came out this way for NWL.
What was their name in Colorado? It was like something Gorillas.
The West Coast Gorillas, 'cause I think they're originally from California and they moved to Colorado. So, but those guys are great. I have nothing but glowing things to say about those guys. So.
A lot of people have been giving them praise through NWL over the last couple weeks and months. So we haven't been to an NWL show in quite some time, but I think that they're definitely starting to pick up steam.
Absolutely.
Again.
Absolutely.
Their
I think-
crowds grew like in the past 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
It started real started to trickle in around August, and then September, October through the end of the year.
They
like,
started
really
when they
picked
first
up.
opened up. Like it was real high. It was like 500 people crowd, and then
Oh,
it
yeah.
kind of like, and then it was like real wavy. It was just kind of like up and down after that. Like every once in a while they get maybe like 200 or 300 depending on like the lineup or how they were booking it, and then it was just like I don't know. It was just out of nowhere. 200 to 300 people were showing up to every show after that.
Do you think the traveling aspect of it has helped them?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the traveling and the being able to get them in different the different markets help. And then they're also in TV in those markets, so they're every weekend or what I think they have two different Saturday slots.
They post the TV program quite a bit, and there's like 4 or 5 different channels that they're throughout Missouri, Kansas, in that area.
And their ratings are like really good
In Kansas City,
all
they're
regions.
really good everywhere, but in Kansas City, they beat SmackDown a couple times in a row recently, and then they beat the third hour of Raw recently. So like, it was real touch and go for a while with NWL, but they hit their stride within the last couple months, and it's like every show's been like fire.
I think they've definitely been listening to the fans a little bit more and giving them what they want, as much as like the Blood Brothers, where you guys debuted. I'm bringing it up.
Oh man,
It's okay.
Like,
it's all right.
Like, that was my biggest pet peeve, and even then it wasn't really a huge pet peeve, but that was my biggest thing is, I know you guys as Vega and Fitchett. Mike Outlaw, I know him as Mike Outlaw. Why, for the fans that are here, why would you, and I get why they did it, I get that, but I think in the long run it definitely hurt them, and I think they're coming to realize that now, and I think they're definitely, like you said, hitting their strides.
Yeah, I think they're definitely recovering now that they were like, hey, we should probably give some of these guys their names back, if not all of them.
Yeah, I mean, like when they first approached us and said that they were wanting to like give us names and own the names and stuff like that, like I think, especially like when it broke news that they were doing that, like they caught a lot of heat for that.
Oh yeah.
And I think no offense, but I think people just need to like calm down a little bit about it, because it's like guys go to NXT and they get their names changed. No one bats an eye at it. Tommy N had to change his name, and there's Adam Cole comes in, they didn't change his name. I think it's just like certain things,
it's case
like
by case basis.
yeah, and then it's just like Lucha Underground, they do it too, and I mean, to me when I looked at it, like I wasn't like real hip on it, but then it grew on me, and because I came to my senses and realized I was like, well, yeah, big deal, whatever. Like, we're not gonna make any money off of these T-shirts.
I was gonna say, I was like, my first thought would have been like,
we've
for you guys,
we've had some rounds.
What's the merch? What's the merch looking like?
Yeah, not under their names.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I looked at it too. It's like, yeah, they can. Like, I picked out my name. I liked my name, but like it didn't matter what they called me. I was still doing the same stuff, the same moves.
You're still the same person.
Yeah,
It's
it was.
Everyone
it's just
knew
a
who
different
we
name.
were.
It was the same wrestlers. It just we had different last names.
Yeah.
But I think what the big thing was is that they underestimated how
like worth of wrestlers.
Yeah, like I think they underestimated like our like the amount of people that know who we are, and like where not to like toot my own horn or anything, but I think that's what happened. They underestimated, and then they finally like, oh hey,
Okay, now
we could probably get some fans off of their actual names.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and they're slowly like, going like switching everybody's names back and stuff like that, and like you can't just like do that overnight and just be like, oh hey, guess what? Here's everybody's names back. Let's just forget this whole thing.
Right.
Like, so.
Then it creates a whole different issue.
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I would imagine it'd be tough to like promote your like the shows you'll be on, because like it's like, okay, I got to tweet as myself, and I got to tweet as Gibson and Grundy, and and
well,
like
luckily, not to cut you off, but luckily we had the Twitter account was just Blood Brothers, so either one of us could log into it whenever we wanted to. It wasn't like we didn't have Davey Vega and Davey Gibson and the Blood Brothers and Matt Grundy. It was Davey Vega and then Blood Brothers. So like we got lucky on that aspect, because other people were like doing multiples, and we were lucky enough to where, hey, could you take care of the Twitter today? Like blah blah blah.
Yeah, and we have fun with it too.
Yeah.
We talk to each other on
Yeah.
like the different accounts, and then like I'd talk to myself on the account. Like, it's just fun.
And I mean, for you, Fitchett, because I know you had like a little injury this last year. Was it?
Did I?
I thought
The rib? Was it the ribs?
I think was it the ribs?
Oh yeah, it was just like
Yeah, just like
it
a
was
really small injury, but I think people were like oh, like what are they gonna
even
do?
remember this.
You didn't know that? Like I remember because
yeah,
like-
that freaked me the fuck out.
It was at an NWL show in
Yeah.
Kansas City.
No, I do remember that.
Yeah. he took a Spanish fly and like knee came down on him and he thought he broke
Yeah,
something.
like it clipped me. It didn't even like fully land on my rib cage, but it sure as hell felt like I thought I was dying. Like it fucking sucked. Like all the wind got sucked right out of me, and like I couldn't breathe. If you go back and watch it, it's actually kind of funny because it happens, and I'm trying to talk, and I can't like talk, but I'm just like screaming profusely. I just can't stop, and then like. The ref comes in and I'm like, I'm hurt. I'm like, I told him, I was just like, stop the match, call it, you know, like just, I can't go on. Like that's the only time I've ever like been in that much pain that I wanted the match to just stop right there. And I kept telling the ref and he just kept giving me this dumb.
He froze.
Yeah, he just like giving me this dumb look, and I got so pissed. I reared back and I was gonna go punch him in the face, and then I realized that's probably not a good idea. So I like backhanded him in the face. So you can see me in the clip. You can see me punch or like slap him in the face, and he just like shakes and then grabs his face. I go, call the fucking match, and then so finally he just like rolled over and pinned me, and off to the hospital we went. Nothing was wrong, thank God.
Wouldn't it have made sense though for him to just disqualify you since you already slapped him?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to do anything.
Yeah.
At that point.
I couldn't even imagine being in that situation and somebody gets hurt and just like, oh.
Yeah, it's I mean, you don't go into a match thinking, well, someone's gonna get hurt today. I better be prepared. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you don't lace up your boots.
Right. But I mean, he did. In those situations, like I see why he froze, but like I think with the referees, they need to be a little more cautious of that stuff, especially like, hey, dude, I'm really fucking hurt. You either need to call the match right now, or you need to throw the X's up so that people come out here and get me, kind of thing. So it was a first time for him. Like it happens. So
So far, I feel like you guys have not only just kind of like I wouldn't say conquered because I feel like. You know, there's always a lot more to do, but like,
sure.
but at least for St. Louis, you guys have really kind of like the name here, like Besties in the World. Like you got there's the music obviously and the wrestling. First of all, the music and the entrance, like fuck, like I love that shit. Like so I had never seen that entrance before until like I think was it the first or second Glory Pro show where you guys tagged, and. I was like, I had my camera and I was like taking pictures, and as you guys were coming out, I was like swaying. I was like, oh fuck,
it gets in you.
Yeah, it gets in you.
I was
a hold of you.
I was doing the audio for that show, and I can't remember who was next to me, but they're like, they're done. You can turn it off. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's the opposite of what happened at AEW a few months back. They cut it short before the chorus. Man, those people went.
Oh, they were
I think
mad.
you even said, just wait.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I was like waiting, and I was getting into it, and then it's like, they're done.
Yeah.
Oh, I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Keep going, so.
Yeah, they cut it off early at AEW, and like those people, they love it up there, just love it. And then as soon as it's done, they're like, all right, we can boo Davey Vega.
Yeah. And I mean, how did that idea come about? Like whose idea? Like I feel like it was probably your idea.
Which one?
The theme song?
The theme song.
Oh, yeah.
So the theme song was partly mine, partly a bet from Danny Daniels.
The entrance is all him.
Yeah. I was in a gas station on our way to AEW one day, and they were actually playing the song while I was on the shitter. So I was like, I tweeted, I was like, holy shit, they're playing this song at one of the gas stations. This gas station rocks. And Danny got a hold of it like super quickly, like 5 minutes later, and was like, I'll bet you, I'll put extra money in your payday to come out to that. And you're not gonna threaten me with more money. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, I'm gonna take it. So we made it work, and like ever since then, it's been. People love it.
Yeah, and Danny Daniels actually wanted us to change it.
He wanted us to change it.
What?
After we did it, he was like, all right, you had your fun.
Yeah,
like,
well, we found out that he actually used to come out to that.
back in the day.
And it was not over. So I think there's a little bit of spite there.
I think there's a little bit of heat
there. Yeah.
But yeah, that was partly my idea, partly Danny's. Danny betting us on it, and then the choreograph is all me. So choreography, excuse me.
Yeah,
I happened to look over one time and he was doing the and like I just started laughing. Like I got to put my head down, and then I was like, "Man, that's fucking great!" Like, cause I wasn't doing anything. Like I was just kind of like a boring guy walking out to a Savage Garden song that I didn't even know the lyrics to. So I was like, I gotta do something.
Yeah. And I mean, it also helped that I think Apple was it Google or Apple started running the song in like one of their ads.
I think it was Apple.
Yeah.
No, it was Google. Yeah, it was Google.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was Google.
Yeah, because I tweeted out. I was like, I think Apple's watching.
You're right.
Yeah, that was, and I mean, so far, I mean, you guys have been like, I don't know, like I can't describe it, just. Because I'm trying not to be like too much of a fan, but also because just like
No, it's cool, man.
yeah, like, I was like,
Go ahead, compliment us.
if you guys are awesome,
Indulge
you're amazing. Yes. But I mean, how long did it take for you guys to kind of reach this kind of level of success? Because there's obviously different tiers whenever you're in like in the independents and.
Man, I mean, like that's like
We've been tagging since 2011, maybe late 2010.
yeah, like I feel like that's all like kind of technical because like I guess technically it took us 7 years, but it was like on and off, and no one really like some places used us as a tag team, but it was like once we finally talked Danny Daniels into letting us tag at AEW after like 3 years of like being on his ass about it, he finally did it, and then that's when everybody started using us as a team.
Yeah. The only PWCS is probably the only place that doesn't use us as a team at the moment. So
Really?
yeah.
What the fuck, man? You don't follow the stories?
I knew that.
I knew you guys. I knew you guys.
You sounded so surprised. Really?
Well, I know you guys
Tell us
wrestled.
about it.
Well, I know you guys wrestled each other, but
Yeah.
I was like, well, we only started going to those shows like last year, so I was like, so before that, I was like, I didn't know you guys weren't tagging.
Yeah. I mean, it was only over the last year or so. We call that the alternate universe of the Besties. So, but I mean, we've been tagging since 2011, probably full time since 2014 or 15.
I think it was like ass in 14.
Yeah, because like
15.
back in like 2012, 2013, he tore his quad and was on the shelf for a long time, and then wasn't sure if he was gonna come back or not. Or I think he was gonna do just like local stuff, and he didn't want to travel.
I had
much
like
anymore.
really like my confidence was just really low, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I got to a point that was like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Like let's just see what happens. So, and thank God I fucking did that.
Yeah. I mean,
because I would have never known what Savage Garden was.
yeah, you would have gotten that rub from Savage. Yeah. And for you, so you've like, for both of you, AEW has kind of been like a really good place for you guys to showcase not only as tag team but as singles. Because I think sometimes here people forget, oh yeah, they're great singles competitors.
Yeah.
So like the economy between Chicago and St. Louis is very different. Like we're here, people know you well. Like oh, they're the best tag team, you know. And then Chicago, like fuck Davey Vega,
Right.
But he's you can't deny that he's good. And like for you guys, is it tough to like between like when you go to a different town? Like is it tough for you guys to figure out the way the crowd perceives you guys and how to play with it?
You know, with Chicago, with AEW, it's the only place that he gets cheered at and I get booed. Mm-hmm. It's the only one that's either is completely opposite for the both of us. Everywhere else, we get cheered, and
well, I mean, our character, the characters we play at AEW, we don't play those characters anywhere else. Like we're both like
it's too organic to AEW.
Yeah,
I don't think we could pull it off anywhere else without people being too confused.
Yeah, if we showed up to a new place and Davey came out as a bad guy and I came out as a face, like people would just be like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like this entrance is fucking badass, but what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? But yeah, I think
definitely like the theme song definitely pulls it together. As soon as people start here, they're either like, there was a show we worked recently.
It was in Canada.
They were like, oh no, this song, and then we kind of came out and we were like, yeah.
Well, let's back up a little bit.
All right.
Like, we were wrestling like the hometown boys,
yeah,
and like all their friends and family are out there, so of course they're gonna get like cheered out of the building,
yeah.
And then I was like, well, Vega, I really hope we go out first, and then like they went out first. I was like, well, we're going to have to work a little extra
done.
now.
We're done.
And then they heard the song, and they're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and like, they
and then
started
we come
shitting
out
on
and
it.
I'm singing, and like they're like, okay, we like these.
Yeah,
guys.
by the time
like,
we got to the ring, everybody was doing all the movement.
they turned.
Like,
It went from fuck these guys as we're coming down the aisle to as we're doing our movements. Everyone's like, all right, these guys are good.
Yeah, and then it was like split 50-50, and that was our first time there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
So I mean, it works out because now you have an easy way for the fans to be like, okay, these guys are cool.
Yeah,
and it
for
makes
sure.
it easier on you guys.
Exactly. Like, and it's not like we like go out there and phone it in or anything. Like,
No.
It just the
Yeah, we just do the entrance. Well,
right. Well, that's what you get. But I mean that by that point they're already so like enamored with us. They're like, we don't care how these guys wrestle. Like,
goddamn, don't put us down that
yeah,
way.
well, I'm kidding,
Yeah.
obviously.
I mean, it definitely helps that the talent backs it up.
Mm-hmm.
Even after the whole spiel.
Exactly. It's like, man, these guys' entrances are cool. I hope they can wrestle. And then afterwards, like, okay, they're the whole package. It's great. So
The jackets help too.
yeah, the jackets help too. I don't know how. Like, it was so simple. There's a simple idea that he had, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, let's do it, just so we have an entrance gear kind of thing.
Yeah, because we were coming out on like T-shirts, like just random T-shirts.
Yeah,
and
and it's like,
I think we need something.
And it's just a simple idea, and I compliments all the time, like, oh, hey, when you
we
guys
get
gonna start selling
telling us,
those?
yeah, they won't
Like,
buy them. We're like, dude, these things are like, 120.
Yeah.
Those are expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to pre-order or something, that's cool. Like, we'll do it, but I got to get a certain amount of pre-orders because
Yeah, well, I'm not buying a
Yeah.
shirt and jackets
Yeah.
and then them not sell.
Yeah. So what's next for the Besties in the World and even you guys like singles wise?
I feel like I've talked a lot, so maybe you want to take a little bit of this one.
Okay. I'm a talker. Do we want to tell them about June?
We can.
I
I mean, it's pretty set in stone.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're going to Europe in June, so we got that looking forward to. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty big.
and then
for
our
us.
regular other bookings and stuff,
Yeah.
and we're going. I think there's a couple other new places we're going to. I can't. He holds the calendar for me.
I got the book.
Yeah, you got the book. But yeah, so we're pretty excited about that going over to Europe. And,
Yeah, we got a lot of our normal bookings still. We got a couple places that we're returning to after a bit. We got the Europe stuff in June. We got. I can't really.
NWL, we got NWL.
Yeah, we got. I can't. There are things that we can't talk about
Yeah.
because like they're not 100% set in stone. But once
Understandable.
they are, that like we can be more forthcoming
Yeah.
about stuff. But it's like
Then we need some kind of like mystique.
yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, we can still expect the same, AAW, Glory Pro, that stuff.
Absolutely.
And then obviously Europe now is a huge thing, so that's going to be pretty awesome for you guys. Do you guys set goals for the year, or is it just kind of come as it goes and
We had somebody else ask us this, and I think we set a lot of like short-term goals, a lot of smaller goals.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say small, but a lot of goals that like, okay, I'm gonna get to this goal. Okay, cool. I'm gonna set this next goal. Okay, cool. And then just throughout the year, like
So it always feels like we're pushing forward.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of like, because like to me, I'm like, well, if I want to go work for AEW really bad, and it's like you get to AEW and you're like, yeah, I'm here, and it's like, well, what do you want to do now?
yeah?
You know? So like we just try to kind of push forward and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you don't want to get stuck in a rhythm.
Exactly.
Like, you kind of want to be like, oh, let's take a chance here or there.
Yep.
I think our immediate goals right now are help NWL grow to bigger than what they are now. We want to get back our Pro Wrestling Revolver tag titles, and we're trying to get as many shows as we can during WrestleMania weekend. So that's
That
probably-
and then Alpha One, we want to get those.
oh yeah, we
titles
want the
too.
Alpha 1 tag titles too.
We just want them all.
Yeah.
Like,
We want a lot of tag
yeah,
titles.
we
like all
want
of
want
them.
that Dudley Boys like
Picture, yeah.
Yeah.
we want one of those.
We
want
had the
Mark
two.
out.
We had the two belts picture, and we were cool with that. But we just
Then we were
wanted-
robbed because no one wants us to have that picture. Bastards. Because I think we won. No, we didn't. I was about to say, I think we won a tag belt right after that. So we were right back to 2, but we didn't. I thought.
Oh yeah, no, we're at 1 currently.
Yeah,
Just one.
Just 1.
Man, I feel like every time I'm like on Twitter or Facebook, you guys have like new tag titles, or shit. I'm trying to remember which one. It wasn't the NWL.
We have the AEW and we had the Pro Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah.
We were in the finals of the NWL tag tournament, and then we were this close to beating Cody Rhodes and Ethan Page for the A1. So we would have had 4 if we would have won those matches.
Can't win them all.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we went from 2 to trying to get 4 back down to 1. So 2.
Yeah, actually, I think we had the AEW belts and the Revolver belts
Yep.
while we were going into the NWL tournament.
Yep.
So yeah, and that same weekend we wrestled for the Alpha 1.
Yeah.
So if we would just had 2 good days,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
We just had a
would
bad
have
weekend.
4,
Yeah.
we would have had all 4.
And I mean, you guys have like, especially this last year. Keep saying this last year, but like it really has been like leaps and bounds almost.
Oh, it's night and day.
Yeah, and like so you guys are like taking on guys that are like world renowned, and like for you guys, what does that mean to you guys for your confidence that like, hey, yeah, we can hang with these guys, and also like what's kind of like the stuff that you take away from that whenever you do get in the ring, either before or after with them.
Well, takeaway is probably like just to see how like those guys structure things, how their brain works,
How
and
they
try to
interact with the people.
Yeah, like pick up on like small things like that. Wrestling them is like well, it's like a cakewalk, you know, when you're this good. I'm just kidding. It's no, I mean it's cool. Sometimes I feel like like the Lucha Brothers. Like when we wrestled them, I felt like we came back and it was kind of like a "we told you so" kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're not trying to be jackasses
Right.
or cocky, but it's just one of those things where some people might not think that you can, I don't know, hang or deserve to be in that spot, and then it's just like, well.
And then you go out there and show out, and that's basically what we try to do. Like we not that we have to remind people. I think people do think we're good, but there are some that, you know, and again
Behind the curtain.
Yeah,
let's
behind
just
the
say
curtain.
it.
Yeah, well, behind the curtain.
Like behind the curtain kind of thing.
And we're not everybody's cup of tea, and not every wrestler is going to be everybody's cup of tea, but. You know, being able to go out there with the Lucha Brothers and being able to have the kind of match that we had with them, I think that definitely raised our stock. Because and this isn't a slight. I don't want anybody to take this as a slight. We're used to being flip-flopped, opposite roles. We're used to being the veterans and working like guys that are still like maybe trying to gel as a tag team, or and maybe like the Howletts who are super underrated. Someone like them, like we're used to.
Yeah, we want to give them, like, guys like that, we want to give them the we told you so matches and stuff like that, you know, and, like, help them evolve and stuff like that and get where they need to be, so.
I think definitely the Lucha Brothers versus the Besties was easily match of the year for me. Like that, I enjoyed that match more than I really knew that I was going to enjoy that match.
Like,
and that's not saying anything.
That's
not saying anything. That's not saying anything good against you guys.
Hold up, because when that match was announced, this motherfucker was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna steal the show." He's trying to downplay it, like, but yeah, like I mean, when I remember that match specifically, everyone was on their feet. There was like, I was like, shit, like damn, like. It takes, like, whenever you're, like, around the ring and you're doing stuff, like, sometimes, like, I always take a minute just to look around, and I'm like, holy shit, like, these guys are doing something that, like, I would, like, just to be in that, like, in that vicinity of the match, I was like, fuck, like, if this isn't, like, being talked around, like, or like, if this match isn't being shared or something, like, I don't know what else they could have done, because this is, like, easily it could be like on a Lucha Underground or Impact or even WWE if they decided to have a match like that. But and I was just like, damn, like not only are the Lucha Brothers good, but I was like, fuck, like if there was any doubt in people's mind that you guys weren't good, like this is the match to be like, hey, fuck you, just like slide the DVD.
The Lucha Brothers are phenomenal. Obviously, they're all over the world, and They're just phenomenal as a tag team and as singles wrestlers, and
they're great dudes too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like being able to go out there and have the type of match that we did with them and show people like, hey, because like our goal, I know a big goal for us is just we want to be known as one of the top tag teams, just not just in America but in the world. Like we have in the world in our name. That's what we want. We want to be one of the top tag teams in the world, and being able to have matches like that consistently is what we want to do, so that people consider us that. And I think we're pretty well on our way of doing that. So.
Well, I mean, your match with Strickland and Keith Lee, that's another match. Like you guys, I mean, like it's weird whenever like we have when we do a show with people where like it's so easy to just compliment them, because it's that easy for us to do this with you guys, because you guys just keep moving up. It's never like a lull or, and it's always like what's like the question that always is for you guys is like what's next, because you guys keep on just taking one step up, and I mean, would you guys say that do you guys see it in the moment whenever you guys are taking those steps higher and higher every time, or is it kind of like we said, like you have to kind of step back a little bit sometimes? And
I mean, I'm stepping back right now, like listening to you like explain it and stuff like that, because like sometimes, like I guess it just gets kind of lost in, like I don't know, like it's kind of hard to explain, I suppose, at least for me. Like I just don't. Maybe it's just I'm not aware of my surroundings, and maybe I should be, but yeah, I don't know. It's just.
I feel like that's a good quality though, because you don't get caught up in it, and you're like, well, we just did that match, now we got to beat that match. It's like, let's take it.
I usually don't like it. I'm just always like trying to look forward, like into the future, pretty much. So like once we get done with like Lucha Bros or Strickland and Lee and stuff like that, it's like, all right, well, I just did this, so I'm like, what's next? Like I need to know what's next, so like I can get there and do that now. And I don't know, I just don't look back.
I think I kind of have that moment where I'm like, oh fuck, like when I find out a match is announced or whatever, because it's usually ahead of time, and I'm like, oh, because that Lucha Brothers match got announced hella ahead of the show, and I was like, so it was like, I don't know, 3 months of me being like, shit, what the fuck are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like, because I'm the worrier of the team, so like. And then, I go through that phase, and then I'm like, you know what? We're going to be fine. And then, like, we go out there and we do what we do, and it turned out great. So, like, I kind of have that moment where I'm like, my head's going all over the place. But then, like, I bring it back together, and I'm like, all right, we're going to be all right.
We had one of those moments, the both of us did, when we wrestled O'Reilly and Davey Richards for the first time. We were both freaking the fuck out. And, like, it was, like...
Years
pretty
ago.
Early on in our tag career.
Singles
I think that was the first time I ever wrestled either one of them.
Yeah, it was 2012. I had wrestled Davey once, and I think I wrestled Kyle once at that. No, I wrestled Kyle a handful of times at that point, but I only wrestled Davey once.
And we heard all kinds of horror stories about Davey, like not in like a bad way, just like that he was really stiff.
Oh, he's gonna
like
beat you up.
Yeah, he's gonna like whip your ass. So make sure you hit him back and shit like that. And it's like, oh fuck. And just the way that they structured things, like we'd walk away and we'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
what do you mean by that?
They called a move one time, and we just like nodded our heads. We're like, okay, yeah, great. He's like, all right, well, we'll get back and go over it. And then like as soon as we turned around and walked off, I go, what the fuck was that? And he's like, I have no idea. I was leaning towards him. I'm like, God, hopefully he knows what that move is. And then like he was just like, oh yeah, I have no clue. I'm like, fuck. Now I gotta go ask him and look like an idiot.
But I mean, the match ended up going just fine, and like 100%. Kyle and Davey, with them being in the area as long as they were, I know me personally, I owe them a lot. They're part of the reason why I wrestle the way I do. They just the way that they structure matches and how they work the crowd and what they do. Like I owe a ton to them because like I'm a way better wrestler because of those two.
Yeah, I picked up a lot of stuff from them just from one match and a tag match, and then I've wrestled Kyle a few times now too, and each time it's just you learn something new, and it's just great.
Yeah.
Constantly progressing and learning is the name of the game. So being in the ring with those guys, like, I learned so much in a small amount of time. So like they progressed me years, and like I progressed like 4 years, but with like a year working with them. So.
And is it ever in your like headspace whenever you like do matches with those guys, and then you see where they are now, that you're like, we'll eventually be there. Like we'll do our thing, and we'll keep doing what we've been doing. But if those guys made it, like, then it shouldn't be a worry for us that like we can't be it, because we're be at that level as well. Mm-hmm. Does it ever like hit you? Because this past year has been kind of like you keep seeing signings from people, and I'm like, well, Vega and Fitchett, they wrestled that guy, and it's like, well, does it like ever like get into your head like that's a big possibility within the next 2-3 years?
I don't know if it doesn't really get into my head. Like, it's not like I don't worry or anything. Like, oh, I'm not gonna get signed, or well, what's wrong with me? Like, what are we not doing right? Or like, I don't think anything like that. Like, it might be dumb, but I kind of worry about getting signed too soon, because I'm like, if we got signed tomorrow, I'd be like, oh man, like that's great. Like, it'd be amazing. It wouldn't be like I'd turn it down, but it'd be like, man, but I really want to go like Europe and Japan and like pick up on that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I just want to be accomplished. I just want us to be accomplished before like that happens.
I think the best thing about wrestling, today or now, is that there's so many places to go. It's not just, WWE is not the big place to go anymore. Mm-hmm. Or it's still a big place to go, but you can do just as well in Ring of Honor, or you can do just as well in Japan, or mm-hmm. You don't have to go there. You can still be successful anywhere you go, and I think that's the best thing for every wrestler out there, because there's so many talented guys, especially in this area and across the world. But it's just nice to see that expanding and wrestling becoming cool again, essentially.
Well, like, I had it in my head from the get-go, because I started wrestling in 2006, like, I'm not getting signed. There's no way. I'm 5'11", 175 pounds. Like, that ain't happening. And now, within the last 3-4 years, with all these guys like, literally, you look at the NXT roster, it's a murderer's row of people that we've wrestled. Mm-hmm. And similar build or similar size or what have you. And, like, now it's like, okay, this is actually obtainable.
They're not looking for that one cookie cutter type person.
They're no longer stuck in that, that bodybuilder physique. They're no longer stuck in that. They want, in fact, from what I understand, they want wrestlers now. And people that can, obviously they want the people that can talk and wrestle and do all that stuff, but they want wrestlers now, and that's basically what we are. So at the beginning, no, I never thought I'd get signed. So like I had in my head all these years, like, well, it's not a huge deal to me. Like, it is a huge deal. Like, if I were to get, like he said, if I were to get offered a contract, hell yeah, I'm gonna sign it. But like he was saying, like I have so many like aspirations as far as I want to go to Europe, I want to go to Japan, I want multiple tours of Japan. Like, I want to do that. I want us to be known as one of the best tag teams ever in the world. Like, that's what we want. But now that it's even more obtainable, like, I think it is something that we think about, but we're not like super stressed about it. Mm-hmm.
So like, who are guys that right now like that are kind of on your radar that you kind of want to get in the ring with as a tag team or as singles? Because I mean, if you're looking at just the United States, there's a lot, but then you can go to Japan and Europe, and there's plenty of guys. Like, I could see you guys going up against Mustache Mountain, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Yep. And Trent Seven, and it's like I'm just like that's what excites me. But when you said Europe, I was like, I hope that's a match that happens. Like,
for sure, Cause I wrestled Pete Dunne at AIW back when he did his first tour in America, or second tour, and Pete's awesome. Pete's super amazing. Obviously, like, he's doing big things. Mm-hmm. I think there are two teams that we definitely want to phase, and I'm pretty sure that he thinks the same. But like, Motor City Machine Guns are up there. We have to go to Ring of Honor for that because they're exclusive, and then the Young Bucks. which we either have to go to Ring of Honor or get to Japan and do it there. So those are two
Or
big...
if we get lucky, go to PWG.
Or PWG
Yeah.
and do it there. And then as far as Europe goes, one of the teams that I really, really want to work is CCK.
Yep.
I really want to work those guys. I think we could do some fun stuff. And then I've always wanted to work the Super Smash Brothers if ever given the chance. So
I got one that you left off the list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Extra talented.
Oh yeah, extra
Wow.
talented. We've been dancing around each other. For
Yeah,
a while,
we want to get in
so-
there and whip their
Yeah,
ass.
so let's get into that because I was on Twitter. Everything's on Twitter now. Like you can see.
Sure,
there.
yeah.
But like they're claiming that they originated the is it the Total Taker?
They didn't originate it.
They're jealous that we originated.
Yeah.
What the problem is that they're just trying to steal our shine is all it is. Because we came up with it. Legitimately, we came up with it and then did it, and then they were probably just I don't know if they were just fucking with us.
Apparently, we're not big enough Undertaker fans.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what the whole beef
That's the
was.
beef.
Is that
Yeah.
we weren't big enough Undertaker fans, and it's like, yeah, well, we still did the move. Who gives a shit? You know, like we did it, so.
And how did that move come about? Because that's like a thing where
It was a joke.
It was a
It was
fucking
a joke move.
Vega was giving me shit because I started using the last ride, and he's like, "Why the fuck are you using that?" He's like, "You see how big you are?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know," or how small you are, however. And I was like, "Yeah, but nobody does it. Like that's what, like I don't know, it's, take something new, polish it up, make it, or old and polish it up and make it new. Like fuck it." Like everyone else is going out and doing like crazy things and making up their own like these fucking weird ass moves,
Weird
and shit.
dives.
Yeah, and it's like
I ain't doing that.
it's like yeah, but you know what? A lifted fucking power bomb that's gonna put somebody
Yeah.
out. So fuck it.
Yeah.
So I started doing it, and he would always just kind of like shake his head at me and just like what the fuck. And then like I was fucking around and I was just
looking
fucking.
back on it, I should have been so heated about it.
But I was fucking with them. Like I was getting them all worked up, and I came walking over to him. I think we were in the ring. Yeah, we were in the ring, like working out or something. And I came walking over, and I go, "Dude, I got it." I don't know how. It just like hit me, and I was like, "Dude, I got it. The greatest tag move ever in the world." I was like, "I'll get him up in a tombstone. You put the other guy up on top of him in powerbomb position, last ride tombstone at the same time. What's up?" And he was like, "You're fucking crazy." He was like,
I'm pretty sure I walked away from him.
yeah, he was like, "You're an idiot," and like just like walked away. So like he, so then we started doing it as like a rib. Like every time we'd wrestle like a new team that we've never wrestled before, didn't like know us like personally or anything like that. Like they'd come up to us and they'd be like, "Oh, what's your finish?" And be like, So, and like I would tell them it was the Total Taker. We didn't have a name for it at the time either. And so I would tell them like, "Yeah, so I get him up in tombstone, he puts him up top, and we go down." And like they would like some people would just be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, they'd be like,
Like, what the fuck?
and then like some people would be like, "Can you get us up for that?" And then like other guys would be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, cool."
Cool, man.
But you can tell they were just like, "Fuck, man,"
Yeah.
And then we actually did it to Paco and Connor.
Yeah.
It was they were
We were
the ones
joking
that,
around
yeah.
again.
And Connor like Paco's was just always kind of like out of it, just kind of spacing out. But Connor was just all for it. He's like, "Yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it." And he was like real adamant about it. And I'm looking over at Vega and I was like, "Fuck, dude, are we doing this?" And I was like, "We're joking."
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Nope, we're doing it. Like, let's fucking do it." And I was like,
I guess we're doing
"Fuck,
it.
I guess we're doing it." So like we got in the ring and put him up in it to make sure that it was even possible to do. And then lo and behold, we went viral off of it, and like we're big superstars now. So
My favorite meme ever. Well, the last like
fuck!
month.
I hope it's the one.
I retweeted it last night because I had to go watch it again.
Yeah,
but it's
gotta
the
be.
one. It's the one of Vega. Yeah.
Go ahead and explain it. Though.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Wait, explain. Wait.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's just a meme that he's flipping off. I'm guessing a fan, and it's like just gets more aggressive.
He starts off at like his pocket like region, like kind of like hip area with the middle finger,
Yeah.
and like I don't know what
I
that
think
other
there's,
person
like-
was doing, but they were just kept haggling him, and he just kept raising it up, but it got very like it just got
There's
more
like
aggressive.
4 or 5
Yeah.
levels of like aggression there, and it's just like.
But what people, before he comments on, what people don't understand though, that GIF, just that one like 3-second GIF, is just in a whole. It's just the epitome of Davey Vega. Like that sums Vega up.
That's
Just,
my life. That's my life in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So usually I'm like, you know, I do my thing coming out like jaw jacking, and it was at AAW, so I'm jaw jacking with people and this, that, or the other. And I walked by a guy. I don't remember what exactly was said, but he said something. I think if I remember correctly, he said something really ignorant to me.
like something you can't say on
Yeah,
there?
like something you can't really say. And I was like, dude, why are you being an idiot? Like, why would you do... Like, I broke character real quick. I was like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. Why would you do that? Like, I don't really have tolerance for that shit. So, so we get in the ring, and you could tell split second. Like, if you would have seen the whole clip, it's me kind of like doing my thing. Like, I'm kind of relaxed, waiting for the other team to come out. And then I kind of just glance over at him, and he's fucking flicking me off, like sitting down, like hand on the... This is the guardrail, hand on the guardrail, like fuck you, is what he's doing basically. And
like
I go,
real passionate.
yeah, but real, like I could feel the heat coming off of him. And I'm like,
I missed all of it.
yeah, his back's turned, he's looking at something else, and I'm just like, all right, fuck you too, buddy. And then he kind of gets out of his chair a little bit and does it again, and I'm like, okay, this is where we're going. And then he stands up and and that's when I'm like, here. And then he does a double bird, and then that's when I'm like, fuck you. I'm standing taller than you, so I win. So I don't care if you have the double bird, I win because mine's higher, and everybody sees it.
You got the higher ground.
Right.
I didn't know that happened or that
yeah.
it existed until I saw the GIF. And oh man, I probably watched that thing on this replay at least 100,000 times. Like, and I'm just laughing harder and harder by each time. Like,
Kurt Stein and I talked about that meme for hours, just one night, because it was just
on the podcast or like on
no,
Twitter?
just in person.
Oh, okay.
It was so
Hours, like
it was hours.
hours for like a 3-second like.
Because he...
Oh yeah,
He's
like,
like,
you gotta go see it. I'll pull it up. Fuck it. Keep talking.
Because Kurt put it online and was
Yeah.
like, you know...
Well, it was a
posted
fan. His name's Corey. He always like tweets at us. He's
Yeah.
like our #1 fan. Just shout out to Corey. But he had actually like recorded it on his
Yeah.
phone. It wasn't a GIF, and then like Stallion just stole that.
Like,
turned
we
it into a
gave
GIF.
Corey credit for it,
Yeah.
and then Kurt was like, yeah, I'm swiping this. And then like Corey's got a lot of retweets, but it went insane when Kurt did it.
Yeah.
And
Man,
it
I
was,
should have pinned it to my Twitter.
I think if you go to our Twitter, it should be up at the top.
Oh, yeah?
I
it literally
retweeted
just got retweeted earlier today.
Yeah, I
And
retweeted it last
Anytime,
night.
anytime anybody can find that or see it, please retweet it so it'll show up. Tag me in it even so I can just watch it again.
Yeah, so like if you're having a bad day, you know, you get that message from Twitter.
Yeah, here it is. Oh man, well I gotta wait for it to stay. There you go.
That's level 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, I get it now.
Even his face at the end, he's just like, you know? It's fucking great.
Oh man.
Oh, that's great.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, I'm just over there minding my own business with my red beard.
That's awesome. I feel like now, like I feel like every like in the age of like digital media and everything, people are like trying to do like crazy shit to do a GIF. And he just does it because, like, I fucking hate this guy.
Because he's pissed off.
Because he's pissed off at someone, and, like, that's what, that's amazing.
Yeah. You gotta point that fan out so I can shake his hand.
Dude, I don't even... I wish I remembered who it was.
He blessed us with the greatest GIF ever.
Well, then someone did a GIF recently where you're just, like, stone-faced, and I'm like, smile.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, it's on, like,
as
a
good, but
perfect
it's pretty
loop,
good,
too.
yeah.
It just goes back and forth.
That's
Man.
awesome.
It's like, so he inadvertently just made you guys, like, the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Well made
I don't know how many texts I got off of that. Like, I'm all right, dude, I get it. I've got 100 texts by now at this point. Like, I understand. I'm a national treasure. Thank you.
Yeah, you are. Because it doesn't help that, like, Vega is, out of the group and the locker room, he's always the guy that gets picked on and stuff.
Ugh.
In fun. It's not, like, in a malicious way or anything, but, man, we bust his balls anytime we get the chance, you know? And, like, that just, right there, was just perfect.
If I wouldn't react to any of this stuff, I'd be fine. But for whatever reason, I don't have that like that middle ground.
Mhm.
It's and I guess to take from the music world, I go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Oh, real quick.
And it just I can't. There's no middle ground. I can't like. I don't like. All right, I'm gonna start off slow here. No, it's boom boom. Like,
Yeah, there's no brushing it
Yeah.
off either. Like it works every time. Like all you gotta do is like insult Ghostbusters or what's the other one that Jackson always fucking makes fun of?
So he says he's got a script for. This is the most recent one. He says he's got a script for a new Ninja Turtle Ghostbusters combo, and it's the worst fucking thing I've heard in my life. And he's like, yeah, I got Spielberg on board, and I'm like, no, you don't. And I'm immediately bit into it. I was like, no, you don't. Spielberg wouldn't spit on you.
Yeah, he just keeps going and like. I have videos of this too. Just go to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna give that a plug real quick. Dirty Rook Network. Just go to that, and I got
hate every video on
I got like two amazing ones, and I have 2 more in the works that I'm editing right now. That will be fantastic.
Man, we're going to have to go check that out. So if anyone didn't hear that, youtube.com/Dirty Rook Network.
Yep.
Just go, if you want to piss off
Is it
Davey.
the Dirty Rook or
No, it's just Dirty
Dirty
Rook.
Rook, yeah.
I'm still working on a name. It's changed like several times.
But right now it's Dirty Rook Network.
Yeah, Dirty Rook is one word.
And so, to kind of cap off the episode, so for you guys, what's fuck you, Ray. You just I forgot that you asked them what's next. Like,
I knew that was coming to him. I'm just sitting here like
in minute
he's
10.
the same question.
In minute 10, you were like, so what's next? I'm like, that's a closing question. You
Okay.
fuck.
So close it.
Oh,
Ask a better question.
fuck you. Oh man. All right. Okay. This is a tough one. Shit. Now I can't come up with a question.
Favorite foods, go.
Oh man. I guess the only thing I can say to close off is with not a weird encounter, but so last February I was at a concert and I saw you, Matt, like at the show. It was Dorothy.
Fuck yeah, Dorothy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife got me tickets to the next one in March.
As soon as you said concert, I was like, it's probably Dorothy.
Yeah.
That's the only concert he goes to.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's not true.
Yeah, and so like
Fuck, I didn't know you were there. You should have came up and said hi.
well, that's the thing. So I was there.
I was wasted. Man, I was done.
He was toasted.
I was.
No, so I was there to interview her, and so like,
Fuck, did you get an interview with
Yeah,
her?
yeah, yeah.
Dude, I'm fucking jealous now.
and the lady was texting me like, the interview's now, and then I see you over there. I'm like, oh fuck, like, what do I do?
skip this interview?
Like, do I really quickly say, oh dude, hey Matt, big fan, and then run over? But I saw the lady like looking around. I was like, this bitch is gonna leave me if I don't like go there. So I ran in, did the interview. I come out. I was like, the fuck, he's gone. Like fuck it. But like, yeah. So that was a moment where I was like, oh, like, what do I choose, Fitchett or Dorothy? And I was like,
well, you gotta go with Dorothy.
Dorothy, yeah.
I don't blame you for going with
yeah.
Dorothy.
And you go into the show March, right?
Yep, I think it's March 6th. I think.
Same place, Blueberry Hill.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to do.
Huh?
That place is tiny too.
It is.
Yeah. Oh man, but it was so good though.
Yeah.
Did you like that opening band? Now we're probably like rambling on. So.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they were good. I
Like
them.
I didn't expect it because they came out and I was like, I feel like they're gonna like either tank with this crowd or they're gonna get me into the groove, and I was like, okay, I got it.
Yeah, I dug them.
I dug their flow. I was gonna say Florida Georgia Line.
No,
What a terrible.
It's like Georgia Flood Line.
Yeah,
Georgia
like something like that, like
something
Georgia Flood, I think.
Yeah, Georgia Flood.
But yeah, great show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah.
I got shit faced at that show. It was me and Sam.
Shit.
Yeah, I had big ass
Hold
Sam
on.
with me.
We have to end it. Matt just messaged us. We're supposed to ask Vega about his screenplay.
Oh
God
God.
damn it. We literally just talked about it.
Jackson was?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck him and his screenplay. I'll throw it on the ground and piss
Oh, I
on
don't think Vega knows, but yeah. Well, now I gotta tweet.
I'm trying to be professional, not look at my phone. So.
Yeah.
But Yeah, no, Kingston was at the last NWL show.
Christ.
And man, we had a blast with him. And like I said, I don't think he knows, but Kingston is actually moving to St. Louis to hang out with.
Fuck you, dude.
No, I swear to God on my life, I swear. He talked to Marty. He talked to Marty about it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I swear.
You're fucking with me.
No, I'm not.
No way.
He's moving
There's
to
no
St.
way.
Louis because he had such a good time with us. Because he's moving out of Florida. He's not staying in Florida anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not fucking with you, I swear. He's moving. Ask Jackson right now.
Why would I ask Jackson?
Okay, well, I don't have
Oh shit!
But yeah, no, Kingston's moving to St. Louis, though. And so, like, we're going to be able to hang out with Kingston a whole lot more.
Oh, gee. I can't wait.
We can tell Vegas happy.
No, okay. I actually.
Be ready for this podcast to go a little
Yeah, sorry.
long.
I actually enjoy Eddie Kingston a lot. Like we're actually buddies, but I do catch a lot of shit. Well, I catch a lot of shit from all my friends, so it's nothing new. But him and Albert are the worst. So, ACH, sorry. Everybody knows your name. But
Whatever, his Facebook name is his real name.
Yeah, I know. The difference between Eddie Kingston and ACH is Eddie Kingston actually gives me some breathing room to where I'm like, okay, I can settle down a little bit. ACH does not have an off switch. It's constant. It's needling constantly 24 hours a day.
Is it worse that his profile picture is
me?
Is
No,
you?
you had to mistake him for me?
Yeah.
That is actually because it's the best. It is the best cocktail to have Albert and Eddie in the room at the same time with Vega, and that picture was from one of those nights.
He's shaking his head.
It was a good, like, solid 30 minutes of just those two just going.
I was done already.
Yeah, Vega, like, if Vega wasn't, like, afraid to, like, lose a booking, he probably would have flipped over the table that he was sitting at because he was so riled up.
Oh man!
All I could do was shake my head.
Yeah.
That's just squint my eyes and shake my head. I was like, I hate you, motherfucker.
I feel like everyone has a friend like that because for Ray, that's Ray for us. Like so, like if me and my friend Tim are here, like we rag on him. Like there was one summer we were in LA and we I think that was like the year Total Divas was coming out and we just started talking like girls.
I literally almost kicked them out of the hotel room.
We're Total Divas. Like it was pissing him off for no reason.
Yeah.
Just the voice.
No, I was trying to sleep, and then they were like awake, and I'm like, I just want to go sleep.
We were talking shit about him, but like in this like really feminine voice. Like
Go figure.
Yeah, whatever. And he got up and he legitimately like tried to kick me out of the hotel room.
I don't blame him.
we were in a hotel room that like none of us like we did travel packages that year, so it was like the Omni in LA.
Oh,
like
Omnis are nice hotels too.
Yeah, and so
I would have been fine sleeping on the carpet outside. Like it's
I would have been fine sleeping on the couch in the lobby. Trust me. But yeah, it was a very nice hotel, and I did not get the satisfaction of kicking him out of the room. So
but
whatever.
So I think the
Vega and I can relate. We're the ones.
Story. The
Vega
moral
had
of the
like
story.
a real like heartfelt moment one time with El Generico because
Oh,
we were busting his.
Oh man.
We were on a trip.
They were fucking with me hardcore when Generico was around.
Yeah, and Generico was in the car with us, and so it was just the whole trip we were just fucking with Vega the whole time. And then once we got to the venue, like Generico like pulled him off to the side, and he was like, "Hey man, I know how you feel because I'm that guy too." And then like Vega, like it was like Vega saw the Holy Grail. He's like, "I'm not the only one."
It was like relief washed over me. Like,
he felt better about the situation for a little bit until like we started back up.
Because I was like, in my thought process, was like, man, you're one of the fucking greatest workers in the world. Like, if you're getting shit on, like,
I feel
what
like,
does that make me?
Yeah. So I feel like, there's like a thread now because we listen to podcasts and anytime they bring up him, like they shit on him. I'm like, really? Like
Generico?
Generico.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, not in a like malicious way, but it's always like
it's like always fucking with him.
like they're fucking with him.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like he'll go on about a topic and then like sometimes they'll egg him on about the topic and stuff like that. But
that's him all day, all day.
Oh man. So I guess the moral of the story is
Everybody has that one friend.
everyone has that one friend.
There's that
Yeah,
one
but if
friend.
you're that guy, you're the most loved, though.
Everyone has every group has their Davey Vega.
Yeah, right.
Or Generico.
Yeah.
Or Generico, or however you want. He's a way better worker than me, so.
Oh man, guys, dude, it was a fucking pleasure to have you guys on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Like obviously we didn't get to know you like on a personal level, but I feel like this is like a really good like starting off point because I feel like we've always like been fans. We've always wanted to like come up and say hi, and like it's always awkward.
Do it.
You know, because like you don't want to come off as like a super fan, but we're not super fans, but we're like, there's always some person that will be like,
why the fuck aren't you a super fan?
Yeah, well, there's always, I know where you're going with this. There's always that one wrestler that's like, oh fuck these marks or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up watching wrestling and loving wrestling. There's no like, we don't think that way. That's not us. That's not how we operate. Like there are a lot of people that are shitty to wrestling fans, and it boggles my mind because like I wouldn't be in the position, he wouldn't be in the position that we are in if it wasn't for you guys being fans and doing stuff like this and being fans of ours. Like it's kind of tragic really because like at one point like
We were all like that at one point.
yeah, for sure.
All
Like
of
we,
us.
I don't know how many times like, man, I want to go to Slackers and I want to meet this guy, whatever wrestler, like I want to meet this wrestler because like I'm a huge fucking fan. And then now, like even myself, like being in the business, like well, I can't do that. I can't take like mark pictures or anything like that because like I'll come off.
Fuck
as
that! I wanted one so bad with X-Pac. Like, fuck, man.
I ended up getting one with Demolition, and I'm trying to think. There was one other one that I was going to get.
Was it X-Pac?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted X-Pac real
Well,
bad.
X-Pac's
Like, I
pretty
wanted
awesome,
to get a
but-
fucking picture with him real bad.
did he have his dog with him?
Yes.
He did.
Yeah.
A cute fucking dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. There was another one where I was like, I really want this picture, but I don't. It ended up being like a situation where I was like, I just don't want to bother him about it because like, I know how some wrestlers can be. So, no, I don't think that way. Just if you ever want to come up and say hi, just do it. I chat anyway. I'm a talker. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, believe it or not, like at like the merch table and stuff. I'm a little like a little shy in the beginning, but like I open up pretty quick. I get like in those awkward moments. I'm like, I don't really know what to say. Like, buy my shirt. Oh well, we got one. Like,
It's
okay. You know, it's
Like someone's pouring their soul to you about how you changed their life, and you're trying to work in. By the way, if you buy
I wouldn't
this,
do that. No, I wouldn't do that.
It's funny the dynamic at the merch table is compared to like specifically at AAW, like compared to the ring to the merch table, because like in the ring, nobody, like everyone's giving me shit, and they're like, oh yeah, Fitchett, blah blah blah, and then we get to the merch table, he's got a beer in his hand, looking straight forward, and I'm like, hey everybody, how you doing? Hey, 3 different conversations going on at once, like.
Well, I've had people tell me that like I just like don't look approachable, and I'm like, why? And they're like, because you just always look so pissed off. I'm like, well, I'm not. Like I'm usually in a pretty good mood.
You just got that face, man.
Yeah.
Like when you're sitting there like this, like no one fucking talk to me.
Well, fuck, I don't know that I'm doing it. I'm just,
He's like,
you know.
Vega will take care of it.
Look, I've been haggled before.
he speaks
like,
on the both of us.
Yeah, I've been haggled before on like people trying to like sell me stuff, and I don't want to be like, and I guess that's like a bad move on my part. Like I don't want to be like, get my shirt. Oh, well, we bought one. Get another one.
Yeah, I know what
you
you're
know,
talking
like
about. Like,
I don't
'cause
want to like pressure people. Like, hey, if you want a shirt, fucking hell yeah, man. If you don't, like. That sucks.
I'm kind of the same way. Like I've actually had people haggle for me. Like, hey, do you have this shirt? Like, no, sorry. Like, I only have this size left. And they're like, oh, okay. And they start to walk away. And the other person's like, but why don't you see if it fits? You might fit into a medium. I'm like, dude, like, it makes me awkward. Because, like, I mean, I guess I can sell like that, but like, I don't want to like force people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to come off as like that, like. You're like you said, you're forcing somebody to
like,
buy your stuff.
Lately, it's just been like, hey, Facebook me or DM me, let me know your shirt size, and I will get it for you, and I'll bring it to a show. Like, just do that. But I feel really like, and maybe that makes me a bad salesperson. I think I'm just too nice. But
I mean, I would disagree with that. I think ultimately, you're making the person that's buying the shirt is happy.
Right.
If they get the medium and let's say they're like right on the edge of like not being comfortable in it,
they'll say no if they need
Yeah.
to. Like I feel like I'd rather have someone like not get anything, but still feel like you said, happy and like still enjoy the show. Other than like, so I force somebody to buy something and they walk away like, why the fuck did I buy this?
Yeah, because they might not be happy, or they might not buy something this time, but who knows next time?
Exactly.
Next time they will. So.
Yeah, I've never had that happen to me, so I always walk away happy. Usually because I don't buy a shirt.
Oh, you're that guy.
Well, I always
to keep all my money. Fuck yeah.
You know,
well,
I
go with the intention of buying a shirt, and then like I'm thinking about it. I'm like,
You gotta take the picture.
There's a
like,
car ride.
Picture.
There's a car ride back home. There's gas. There's lunch. I'm like, I don't know. Is the shirt worth it?
Oh, okay.
Of course
I see
it
where
is.
you're coming from.
But you know,
Well, it depends on the person.
I had one of those moments, and it was at the Dorothy concert. I was like, man, I really want one of those T-shirts.
exactly. Concerts are the worst for
But
me.
I really want to drink beer.
I feel like concert shirts are too
They're
Actually,
high,
Dorothy's
yeah.
wasn't bad. I think they're only
Like-
$1.
really.
Most of them, like especially when they start to get bigger, like they're
Yeah.
30, 35 bucks. I'm like, fuck, man, it's a T-shirt. It's gonna fade in 6 months anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I guess I get away with it.
So
whatever.
go to the next wrestling show and get a Besties in the World shirt.
Best in the world.
There you go.
You still got some?
Yeah.
We have a few new designs in the works too, so look out for those in the merch tables.
Yeah, we got a new theme song coming too. Just
What?
kidding.
Just kidding.
You said just kidding.
I was legitimately getting heated about this. Like,
You didn't wait.
Like-
It's like what?
Yeah, he cut me off like, what the fuck?
About to tip this table.
Forget it.
Fuck this interview.
I really hope you didn't say just kidding, just so he'd go on a spiel on why you should keep it.
That would've been
Pleading you to like
Would've
reasons
been
why
hilarious.
you should stick with the song.
I see now
I mean,
why he's the
here's
guy
the
that gets
thing.
picked on.
Yeah.
He pulls the essay out. Well, this is what I have.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, it's like I got chapters on. Oh man, but shit, I think we did a pretty good job
Did a
the
thing. Did a thing.
first round. Guys, thank you for agreeing to come in on the show. We had you like a while ago. It was like we did a radio thing first,
Okay.
and it was like separate. It was through phone calls.
Oh,
Yeah, most of them.
yeah.
Okay,
Lost
yeah.
episodes. It sucks.
We call them the lost episodes because the guy who we were doing it for, like, I think he deleted the episodes.
No, good.
So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So-
in his defense, it was our fault or my fault if you want to put the blame on me because I know you will. But
Yeah, you're the
like
easy
so
target.
so they they switched studios, and basically he was cleaning out all the old files. At that point, we had decided that, you know what, we can do this better on our own, like we're doing, and so we stopped doing that. And it was a couple months went by, and he posted something on Facebook, but I guess I just scrolled past it, didn't really realize it, and he's like, "Hey, I'm deleting all these old files. If you want them, you better download them."
Shit. We had a really good like Everett Connors episode. Like he actually came in the studio and we actually had like a hour and a half interview with him.
Oh,
Fuck,
yeah.
you telling me we might have to redo that interview? Like, or I don't know.
That's fine.
Why
Like,
not? I'm sure
Oh,
we can
yeah,
get
dude.
another hour and a half out of it.
yeah, Connor's a great guy.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. It's just thinking up questions because like whenever you have like repeat guests,
He just dropped the hottest like
Yeah,
single.
we'll
you
have
know
to
what I
have
mean?
him, like,
yeah, you have to talk about that
with his producer / manager. I don't know.
He's on the Dirty Rook Network too.
Rashid Ali.
Yeah, man.
Rashid Ali.
All right. So again, I keep saying like, oh, thank you guys for coming on. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on. And is there anything you guys need to plug? Show dates?
Yes, the
social
YouTube
media.
channel. That's Dirty Rook Space Network, and follow me on Twitter at the Dirty Rook and Instagram, same handle, the Dirty Rook.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Davey Vega 85. You can follow our Besties in the World account at Besties ITW. Facebook, Davey Vega, keywords. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Davey Vega on Facebook. If I'm not, then report them.
I hope that somebody's like somebody else in the world.
What?
Their legit government name is
Maybe.
Davey Vega.
Well, whatever. And then Instagram, Davey Vega 85. Shows we have coming up. We got this Friday, we're in O'Fallon for NWL. We got a hot little 6-man tag. Saturday, we're AAW against Strickland and Keith Lee. And then Sunday, we're in a tag gauntlet for Alpha 1 for the tag titles. So maybe we get some brand new tag titles at the end of the weekend, too.
Yeah, and also be watching out for Matt Jackson, a.k.a. Pierre Abernathy's screenplay.
Fuck that screenplay. We should never mentioned it on our interview.
Now people are gonna be asking. Yeah. Oh man. Well.
Oh, and one last thing. I'm sorry. This is going too long. Fuck David Arquette. I hope you heard that, David.
I think it's only appropriate if we all say it at the same time, and that's how we end the show. Like on three.
What? Fuck David Arquette.
Fuck David Arquette.
Okay, yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck David Arquette.